Good morning, I'm Jon Thelen. Today I'm Fish Ed. I'm joined by my friend Pat Burch, and it's midsummer and the water's warming up, and man, I'll tell you what, the walleyes are just going crazy, and this is one of my favorite times of the year to fish because you can pull spinners on them, and I love spinner fishing. There's a few tips and tricks so that'll help you put a few more fish in the boat, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Stay right where you're at. Fish Ed's coming up. There's one. Got him. He's up there messing around with the graph a little bit, trying to get it dialed in. There's so much going on when you get to midsummer like this. And what I mean is you get so much stuff on your screen because we're into those bug hatches. We're into all of these things that you see on the bottom. And Pat actually asked me, he said, are all those fish? And I said, no, some of that's just bug hatch and a bunch of other stuff going on. And I was looking back over my shoulder at this, and that fish just smashed it. So you know what? Some of those things are fish.
Yeah, I think so.
That's just the way it is. Man, I love this time of the year. I love it when we get out and start pulling spinners, and this feels like a pretty good fish here to start our day. I love pulling spinners though because oh yeah, great eye to start. Look at that. Man, you're getting after aggressive fish. You can just put them right on the floor here, bud, and we'll deal with them from here. But these fish, when we get to this time of the year, man, they're just flat out aggressive. And the best way I know to fish them at this time of the year is pulling a spinner, because you're giving them something that, you know, it's kept grabbing their attention with not just flash, but vibration and color. And you're putting that crawler down there, and I'm a huge believer that when you start getting these bug hatches, I'm a huge believer that crawlers become really, really important. When we look at that screen today, there's bug hatch going on. There's fish feeding in a lot of different places on a lot of different things. So one of the things that is really good about pulling a spinner as well is we're moving pretty fast and giving these fish, getting to the next fish and getting to the next one and the next one and getting to those biters. What a great eye to start our day.
Nice one, John.
Let's hope it goes like that the rest of the day right there. But man, I'll tell you, it's one of the neat things about spinner fishing is you can cover ground, you can get to biting fish, and you can grab their attention. What a great way to start. That's just a pretty walleye right there. We'll get him out of here and get back down there and get another one. A little bit more life over here. There's one. Look at that. Got him.
Ooh,
that's
good one?
Yeah.
That looks like a
That's a good fish.
Rod's bending good.
That one, when I set the hook on this one, he just flat out went the other way. You know, and when you got, wow, this is a big fish.
Might want to turn your boat.
I know, you know, and it gets tough to tell. I mean, I'd love to tell you it's a big fish, but it's a good one. Put a little more drag into it. I'm barely moving this fish. And part of that, you know, you got to remember, we're moving with the boat too. And when you're moving with the boat, like we're doing here, you know, we're going almost 1.5 miles an hour. Slow this thing down a little bit more. Yeah, this is a good fish, Pat.
He's thumping around.
Oh yeah, he's pulling line. He's wearing my arm out a little bit here. But come on. Oh yeah, it's a big fish. Yep, look at that walleye. That's a big eye. Wow, look at that one. This is a giant. Let's put him right down here on the floor. Look at this fish, man. I'll tell you what, this is probably why I like spinner fishing more than any other way a lot of times to fish when fish are aggressive, because fish like this one right here, I mean, this is a giant eye. Let's see where he's hooked. Let's get him. Did he get himself unhooked? Look at that, he got unhooked. Look at that. That is a giant eye right there. And that fish got himself unhooked right when we got him netted. That's a giant fish, man. That thing, that's pushing 28 inches all day long, and big and fat and healthy. What a great fish. I'm gonna get this one back, and then you know what I wanna do? I wanna show you what we're using here, because what we're using definitely triggered this fish, and there's reasons for it, and I'm gonna show them to you. Let's get this big girl back in the water. What a walleye. That is just awesome. Ooh, there she goes. Look at that. Man, is that cool. Right here, let me show you the spinner rig we're using, because I think the choice of spinner rig makes a big, big difference. There's a lot of spinner rigs out there. I'm the first to say, when I walk along those shelves back in the days, I'd always kind of wonder, you know, what am I looking for? What am I trying to get? And over the years, guys like Pat, you know, through all his guiding here on Mille Lacs, and some of the other guys I've gotten to work with have pitched in, and we've all put together a spinner program that we really believe is the best out there. And here's what it is. This is the Lindy crawler harness, and it also comes in a single hook spinner. These things are 6 feet long, and they're all made out of 14-pound fluorocarbon. So you take a fish like that right there, that fish had it down, and every time that fish turned, that line is rubbing against her teeth, and it's also rubbing against her gills. But that 14-pound fluorocarbon, not only can't she see it, here's the other thing, she couldn't cut it. Then the other thing we did is every one of these blades is a holographic finish, and it gives you just great flash, and they're all modeled after a bait fish, and then they all have different color beads, and a lot of the bead patterns out there are just used as spacers, but we actually use these beads in such a way that if you look at the back of our blades, they're all chrome, and you actually get those color hues flashing off of those beads. And I mean, it's just beautiful looking in the water. And then the other thing we did is we use good, strong number 2 hooks, but they're a little bit longer in between the hooks, which means I can get that hook a little further back in the crawler, and I think that can make a huge difference right there too. Right. So all said and done, this spinner package right here, this Lindy spinner and crawler harness package, it has everything you need. You buy it, take it out of the package and fish it. It comes in a variety of colors, but when it comes down to it, man, I'll tell you, these things just flat out catch fish and they're tough, and I think that's the biggest thing about them. If you can buy a spinner rig, crawler harness, take it out of the package and have it be as tough as this is and catch fish the way it does because of its construction and how we built it, you're gonna be really happy, because ultimately, fishing tackle ain't cheap. You don't want to have to buy tons of it. You just want to buy what works, and that's what you get out of this Lindy spinner and crawler harness package. You can see it on that fish right there. Boy, that was awesome.
Back. There he is.
Get him?
Yep.
Good boy.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Awesome. That's a great example, though, of what we're doing right here now, of how important it is to just fish in such a way that you can actually control your boat. And pulling spinners today is the only way to do it. The wind's actually coming up. It's not going down. There we go. That's good fish, Pat. The more and more it blows today, the more fishing a spinner has just been more and more important, because we can't just park on something right now. There's no way to do it. I would love to just camp somewhere on fish, but it's just too rough to do that. I mean, you can see the wind blowing around. There's a lunch bag going by.
Lunch bags.
Yeah, but it just goes to show you that if you can fish a presentation like a spinner, be able to go a little bit with the wind, move along with what's going on, kind of just go with the flow, right? You can put fish like that in the boat. That's a great eye right there. Get him back in the water right away.